Starting week 6 of the fall season, and we're talking all things Sycamore Aviators. Today, we have two special guests, athletes of the week. We've got Nick from the football team and Margot from cross country. Good afternoon, both of you. How are you?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good. How's the senior year going so far? Is it going quick?
Yeah, it's very quick, very busy. So
Can you believe it? Week 6 already? Holy cow. Seems like you guys were just doing 2 days just a couple weeks ago.
yeah, seriously.
Cross country season. Um, Typically it's a one meet event per week, and I'm going to pull up your schedule right here, and let's see, you started all the way back in the middle of August. You currently just finished up Cedarville Friendship Invitational this past weekend at the Elvin King cross country course. Margot, how was that? Is it tougher to run in these temperatures?
I definitely think so. It affects a lot of runners in different ways. Definitely harder because you have to be hydrated more. Definitely have to push through the heat because it feels obviously different when you're running when it's cool, when you have a breeze. It's easier to stay focused and kind of push through the pain. When it's hot out and you're dehydrated, it can get a little bit like dizzying. Obviously harder to push through pain. But it's okay on Saturday. Our team did really well, so I'm
That's
happy with
fantastic.
that.
The courses, since it's been so dry and there hasn't been any rain, I'm
Mhm.
guessing that they're extremely dry and you don't have to deal with much on the way of moisture on courses. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's pretty good. We went to Michigan last week, and there was a mud pit because I guess like a little bit different conditions. But other than that, it's been pretty dry. I know when we practice, there's sometimes some dust because of how dry it is. So
Sure.
hoping for some rain. But yeah,
So how is the mud pit? Is that something they must do in Michigan? I don't think that's done at OHSA courses, correct?
no, they changed that I think a few years back. Now you're not really allowed to add like creek crossings and things that make it harder. But I think in Michigan, I guess they're still allowed to have some things that make it more difficult. But yeah.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations on we'll come back to you, but I want to switch over to Nick, who is a senior running back and linebacker. Nick, how we doing? We doing all right?
Yeah, we're doing okay. Just got a big homecoming win this week. A little bit of a tough start to the season, but yeah, we're looking to get things back on track. Big win, like I said before, big win on Friday. Another very winnable game upcoming this week against Oak Hills at Oak Hills. Looking to make a big statement.
Let's talk a little bit about the weather like we did with Margot. The weather, I know I was setting up, I had to broadcast Deer Park at Indian Hill this past Friday, and as I was setting up, I was like, this feels like two-a-day temperatures out here. I mean, it's been tough this year so far for football, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, I got like I walked out of school on Friday. I'm like, oh boy, it's gonna be super hot tonight. So I mean, yeah, I was like in the 90s, and I'm playing both ways, so it's been definitely been a challenge. But I mean, as the competitor I am, I like to embrace that, and I mean push through. And like Margo said, you got to push through. It does get difficult. It does get dry, super hot, and you just gotta just find a way to stay focused and lock in on what you're doing.
With these temperatures, do you find yourself hydrating more during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, before a Friday kickoff?
Yeah, actually, I mean, people make fun of me because I bring around one of these giant jugs. You see me in the hallway, I'm carrying around a gallon of water, and like I eat bananas all the time. Like I cramps week one. I haven't cramped since. So I mean, you got to learn from it, change your preparation, and it's definitely something you got to get adjusted to. But I mean, how you hydrate throughout the week, take care of your body. You should be ready to go by
I know
Friday.
the turf at Sycamore Stadium is fairly new. I know I was running the end zone camera for Princeton at Sycamore a few weeks ago, and I couldn't believe how much heat was coming off that turf. Even more so than when you're walking in the parking lot, parking the truck, and then you walk on the turf. You can just feel it. It's just comes right out. So I'm sure by the time you guys get to the third quarter, it's got to be tough on you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you step out there in warm ups, and it's like the sun's still out. Like it's bright, and your feet are burning, and it is what it is. But like, I mean, with pads, with the turf, like it's probably 10, 15 degrees hotter than
Yep.
it
Yeah.
and those ice, like, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of push through it. stay locked in on what you're doing, like I said before, and I'll okay.
Sounds good, Nick. We'll come back to you in a minute. Margot, so tell me, do you have some favorite courses that you like to run, whether it be Cincinnati or Dayton or up in Columbus? Do you have some? Is there such thing as a favorite cross country course?
I think definitely. Talked to a lot of people agree on favorites, least favorites. Usually depends on timing. Like if you get a PR on a certain course, you definitely like that one more.
Sure.
For me, I definitely like VOA. That's our GMCs and district course because it's flat and usually the weather is really good at the end of the season. So I actually PR'd there freshman year, and I don't know, just good memories, fun times. I know least favorites usually are courses like Mason because big hills, but this year I think a lot of us actually had a lot of fun on Mason. Um, Not too many bad ones this year. I think they're all pretty good. But yeah, VOA is definitely a favorite.
Oh, nice. Fortress Obetz. I've been up there a few times for football and for lacrosse, which is a huge complex. How is that to run? And I'm guessing, you know, this if you're running there, you're pretty excited because that's state championships.
Yes. We've only run it like preseason, like before obviously getting into the season. So usually not the best times because you're still getting into conditioning and obviously your prime is more towards the end of the season. But I like that course. The hill at the end sometimes gets you a little bit because you're still, working on those muscles and like being able to push through at the end. But it's a good first meet, first course. It's really nice because the rest of it's flat. And finishing on the turf is also, I think, a thing a lot of people like.
Very nice. And then how do you foresee the girls overall cross country team doing for the rest of the year and in the state tournament?
I think it's gonna be good. I think a lot of in the years past, we kind of struggled with getting past districts into regionals. We haven't since my freshman year, but I think this year with all the new talent in the freshmen and how that's been pushing us, like just this past weekend, Elena, another freshman, and I were racing together the whole time, kind of pushing one another. And then I know there's other packs, like all five of us were like scoring the top five who would be getting the points for our team. We're all really close. Group running during workouts, pushing each other. So I think this year with how close we are in the depth in our team, we definitely will probably make it to regionals. I'm hoping.
Sounds great. And are you considering running cross country at the next level in college?
I've been thinking about it a little bit, but with the stress and the time it takes with like all the academics, I'm not sure I'm going to be doing that. But it
Gotcha.
definitely seems like a fun idea.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Let's switch back to Nick. Let's talk personally about your season so far. What do you want to talk about first? Being the linebacker or running back?
Whichever one's easier for you. I got both.
All right. I don't have the stats in front of me, so give me an idea how you're doing offensively at running back. First of all, do you like carrying the rock better, or do you like catching a pass?
I mean, I like running the ball. I mean, I get it right away. It's definitely a good experience. It's a lot of fun. I'll do them both. But I mean, I kind of have a unique role on our offense. Last year, I was like only a blocker predominantly. I caught a couple passes here and there, but this year, like it's kind of a hybrid between running back and fullback. So I'm doing a lot of blocking, a little bit of running the ball, a little bit of pass catching. But I mean, I just do whatever they need me to do. And I mean, I've had an all right season running the ball, but I've definitely had a solid defensive year, and I've definitely had a good blocking year. So let's continue that this week.
What do you guys run on defense? Are you a 4-3, 3-3? What's your base defense?
Right now we're at 3-4. We have three down linemen. We got two inside backers, two outside backers, and four DBs.
And then are you inside or outside?
I'm a will linebacker.
Gotcha.
I moved over from Mike. I played Mike my sophomore year and junior year, but I just got moved over this year to Will. So yeah.
Personally, are you pleased with your performance so far this year?
For the most part, I mean, you can always get better, right? Like, I mean, you watch
Sure.
film on Saturday mornings, you're like, I could have made this play, I could have made that play, I could have done this better, could have known I was doing better there. But I mean, for the most part, I've had a pretty solid season so far. Yeah, just looking to clean some things up here and there, but yeah, for the most part, I think I'm doing all right.
Great. And the same question I asked Margot. How do you see the team finishing out the year and then your chances in the playoffs?
I mean, I think that, I mean, we're obviously in a really tough region of football, right? Like, I mean, we
Sure.
got the GCL, the GMC is loaded this year. I think it's the best GMC we've had since I've been in high school.
And
And maybe,
you add Winton Woods to your region.
yeah, adding Winton Woods, we scrimmage them. They're no joke. They're
No
definitely the real
doubt.
deal. But I mean, I think we got a couple games we should definitely be able to take care of business and going forward. Like I mentioned, no kills.
Sure.
Obviously, there's a huge one at the end of the year with Mason senior night at home. That'll be a big one. And I think, I mean, the playoffs, it's kind of a different mentality that, it's like, I mean, in the season, you're just focused on one game at a time. Like, I mean, in playoffs, it's win or go home. So I think that the mentality changes a little bit there. I think we definitely have a chance to do some things in the playoffs, especially having the next 5, 6 weeks to iron out things that we're still working on. I think that I don't know. I'm optimistic.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate both of you taking the time. Congratulations on your Athlete of the Week for Sycamore High School. All the best the rest of the season, in regular season and postseason. I wish you both the best, and thanks for your time, and go Aviators.
Thank you.
Thank you.